Well, we are here. Kojo, you're looking splendid.
You're very kind.
And then
you said that to him?
Yeah.
Mama B, you're looking amazing.
I love the way Kojo looks.
I love what you're wearing.
Maybe you should be closer to him.
No.
Yeah, why?
No.
Because I said...
Why?
Oh.
He said it like 3 times.
I quite like my spot here.
You can't pay compliments to a man. The world is changing.
I feel safer.
If a woman had done it, you guys would have been reading all sorts of
yes,
meaning,
and
especially you.
We'll read meaning.
Yeah.
Oh, why?
Good morning, y'all.
Oh,
good weekend.
Said something nice to you now.
Really? You want me to start? Okay, we're not going there. It's too early, and it's April. It's April.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
But before we go into the newspapers, our first segment is on the power cuts we've been having.
Yeah.
They've been erratic. The power producers and distributors and managers have refused to tell us whether we have a load shedding exercise ongoing. And the way it's been announced is a concern for many residents. We've been having constant messages, so we decided to tweet it this morning.
Yeah. You've suffered a lot.
Yes, I have. I think Kojo too. Kojo was prompted with his son Fifi to do a video.
Prompted by who?
Oh, Fifi did a video?
The power cut.
Oh, okay. I thought perhaps I was prompted by somebody.
By Fifi.
Yeah. Well, you know, whenever we get into the car, we sing and we mess about. So I was getting ready for that, but I was feeling hot and annoyed. So I started off our video by explaining that, you know, there's doomsday and we are hot and we are wearing our singlets. And then he came in, and then I thought, let me ask this boy if he even knows what's going on. Little did I realize
he's an expert in his own right.
He was an energy expert.
In his own right, yeah.
Anyway. The point is, who would tell us if there's load shedding?
Yeah.
You know, who should we expect? Apparently, there's a press briefing, so they would clarify themselves. But it's the people at the center of it, right? It's us. Yeah. So if you're feeling it, let us know. Some people already know they are on some sort of schedule. Yeah.
And you know, it's interesting. I was having a conversation with a brother-in-law over the weekend, and he asked me, he said, so is this doomsday or not? And I thought, okay, here's an opportunity to find out something. So I asked him, when we say doomsday, what do we mean? And he said, well, doomsday is when there is load shedding, but there is a schedule. I said, oh, okay. So that means government or, you know, the power sector can shed load, but as long as they don't release a schedule, it's not doomsday. That means we are leaving it to them to tell us when it's doomsday or not. So they can switch off your lights every day for 12 hours for 2 weeks. And you can't call it doomsday unless they give you a schedule. You know, and I think a lot of people think about it the same way. That once there's a schedule, there's some announcement, official announcement, then it's doomsday. And that's the reason why politicians fight about something that is a reality.
I think they made us, or they made some people believe it that way. Yeah.
Well,
okay. Shall we do some headlines?
Well, Marvy, please start with the Daily Graphic.
Oh. Okay, you're like the headmaster on the show this morning.
Today.
Front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper. Koforidua prison runs out of water. So on the front page, you see some inmates of the Koforidua prison queue for water with their buckets. Also, public holidays set back to development, according to Presby moderator, Right Reverend Professor Joseph Obri Yeboah Mante. Import duty reforms underway, according to the president. Back page of the paper has Dash Dreams FC's hope. Kotoko, Pip Adriana 1-0, and all set for AIPS Africa Congress in Africa. That's the International Association of Press Sports Africa Congress. Center spread of the paper is a special focus as Sokwa Municipal Assembly 1 year on. Okay, so the changes and all, a road damaged by erosion, all of that in the center spread of the paper this morning. I guess that will be it for the Daily Graphic newspaper. What other paper am I looking at? Let's continue with the Finder. So front page of the Finder newspaper. Import duties to be slashed. President Akufo-Addo gives firm assurance as paperless ports saves 960 million Ghana cedis in cost of doing business. Also, Cabinet approves 55 million euros to rehabilitate Kumasi roads. Ghana signs 27 million euros agreement with UNIDO to boost industrial development. And Ghana among 11 countries at high risk of debt distress, according to a report. Now, as I read the import duties to be slashed, I remember a video that I watched because somebody posted on a certain platform. I'll see if we can play back to you this morning. But that's it for the final newspaper.
Shall I
Who next?
go? Or,
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so I have a bit of a prodigal son here. The Business and Financial Times, haven't seen it in a long time. And then I've got the Ghanaian Times, and then perhaps I'll do the Publisher and the Statesman. Okay, so Business and Financial Times first, and the banner headline, international passenger numbers to hit 2 million. This is the sort of headline that many people might see and gloss over, but it is very, very important for our tourism sector. Okay, adjustment in tax exemptions shouldn't discourage FDIs. That's according to the World Bank Africa Vice President. On the back page, AFCFTA. What is that? Anyway, they're saying trade facilitation holds the key to its success. And the nominations open for Made in Ghana Quality Awards and exhibition for 2019. That's on the back page of the Business and Financial Times. Maybe a bit more about those passenger numbers later, but I'll do the Ghanaian Times headlines quickly. Import duties to go down as government rolls out measures to reform import regime. You know, I want us to think about that for a minute and what it will mean to you and I if import duties go down. All right, use continent's wealth to empower youth. That's the president urging African leaders. 450 communities earmarked for peri-urban rural water projects. Danger looms, traders and mechanics and others besiege high-tension towers. And that's an interesting story there. Why are they besieging high-tension towers, I wonder? Man murdered at New Amanful and xenophobic attacks spark SA response. That's a story from South Africa. Let's have a look quickly at the back page of the Ghanaian Times. Some sports stories splayed across it. Hearts overcome Dreams FC in NC League opener, as well as Kotoko earn hard win over Indiana. All set for AIPS, Africa Congress in Accra, is the third story on the back page of the Ghanaian Times. Let's go quickly to the Statesman. Power to our youth is the banner headline. Akufo-Addo urges payers to use Africa's wealth to boost the youth. Also, 55 million euro for Kumasi roads, and that's a very strange euro sign there. All right, Ashanti Center for 100-kilometer infrastructure rehabilitation project. This is about the Kumasi roads. I'm guessing this is in response to all of those accidents. On the back page, Paul Pogba, Real Madrid boss Zinedine Zidane likes Man United midfielder a lot. Okay.
Whatever that means.
Yeah. Abbas Mohammed's strike gives Kotoko win over Indiana Stars. And that does it for the Statesman. Maybe the Publisher quickly and then I'm done. And banner headline, will reduce high import duties, Nana. MOH defends 3.9 million Ghana cedi condom contract. I want to hear that defense. I want to hear it against what they said about sanitary pads when the previous government's education minister, Professor Opukwajiman, wanted to fund the provision of sanitary pads. It didn't make sense to them, but condoms do. All right, and also on the front page, NDC dumps John Dumelo and others ahead of election 2020. Hey, Dama, how do you dump a supporter? Okay, Cabinet approves 55 million euros for Kumasi roads is also on the front page, and that does it for me and the Publisher.
All right, so let's do the Daily Guide. On the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper, we have why Nam1 was rearrested, Interpol involved, the story says, and web of conspiracies. And
rearrested in Dubai?
Yes, apparently he was granted bail and was rearrested because of the involvement of Interpol, according to the story.
So he was granted bail when? And rearrested when?
Well, that was not stated, but I think sometime last week or two, It was speculated either on social media or some of the online portals that he had been given bail in Dubai, but we're told that he was rearrested by Interpol, and it's also because there's a Nigerian who apparently sometime between 2012 and 2016 had a diplomatic passport as well, but used different alliances or names, and also has a Nigerian and a Ghanaian passport as well, and traveled with a name differently called Ade in one instance, and also Ogun Tomole Yinka on the other, and some other related names as well. And so we're told that he was the one who was integral in that so-called $51 million gold scam,
right,
of which we're told Namwan or Nana Piamensa was going to Dubai to go and retrieve his share and then come and pay the men's gold customers.
Based on that, he was arrested.
I get confused all the time because it's as if, there's always an obstacle.
We're all confused here because we sent a whole delegation, right, from different offices with our money, and we sent them to Dubai. Afterwards, the CID, wasn't the CID, the police service did a brilliant job. They issued a statement and told us where we were with the matter. And then that was it. Like, nobody says anything. Even when he supposedly released or granted bail and he's rearrested, like, we don't hear anything. Yeah, but is this like April Fool or something like that? Because
no, this is real.
This is real. April Fool's Day. So, and then we get information in the Daily Graphic. So the Daily Guide. So this is supposed to be an update. I'm interested in the
so it's
story.
quite interesting. Some web of stories, and sometimes I keep wondering. Whether it's supposed to allay the fears of the men's gold customers or to say that really it's not. I don't know. But we have other stories also on the front page of the Daily Guide. Akufo-Addo assures low import tariffs. $2 billion Sino-Hydro road project kickoff. The story is on page 3 of the Daily Guide newspaper. Otumfuo makes case for quality education, and we know that he marked 20 years of being on the throne as Otumfuo Asantehene. Hope for brain, spinal patients, and the story also is on page 6. Let's go to the center spread of the Daily Guide. There's a News One pullout, they always say, and the 3 music awards took place with the official TV partner as well as the media partner in general. Shatta Wale weeps over multiple 3 music awards, and we have an insert in which it was quoted. We gave you when we're beginning the show as well. I don't know whether we can play it back. IK Ogbona breaks silence on crash marriage, and Patapa promised to marry me, ditched lover. You have a lady called Queen Peasy.
Queen Peasy.
Queen Peasy.
Okay. She's going to.
And
she's going to have to change her Instagram.
Exactly.
Name.
Exactly, Queen Peasy.
I'm thinking that later on, when we are doing show business, we should also look at some of the dresses that people wore to the 3 music. I saw something that looked like a sleeping dress. Seriously,
you did?
Yes. If you guys haven't, if you guys haven't seen it,
it's not bad.
I will send it to.
Is it Jennifer Lopez or Cardi B?
Massa.
No, I think it's Rita Ora. Rather wore a nightgown or something like that.
Right,
no, the one that they wear at the hotels when you go.
The dressing gown.
No, the one that looks like a towel.
They call it a morning coat.
Okay, yeah, that one.
Dressing gown.
Yeah, wore it to an awards show. I think one of the awards in the UK.
It depends on where you are going after the awards show.
Hey, for real.
Maybe there was some washing.
Okay, I'll show you the photo I've seen.
Some washing after that.
Now on the back page of the Daily Guide, we have Jan suffers fresh injury. Ghana captain Samojan looks for yet another spell. It's normal when you're growing up. Some of these things. I think he's old now, 33-year-old player.
In football terms, 32 these days is no longer old.
No,
you are sort of in the middle of your career.
No, let's be realistic. Our players, by the time they get there, they've passed the normal age. So
no, that's not a fair statement to make. You're making, this is emphatic. Like you've got proof.
I'm not saying Asamoah.
Can you prove what you've said?
Yes,
if you can't, then no. Don't say we. You made the statement.
I can prove.
This is you making the statement.
I'm not talking about Asamoah. I'm saying that our players, by the time they go professional,
we disagree with you.
So how does that apply
and
to
we don't like the fact that you're making that statement.
Oh no, he's gotten an injury. He's gotten an injury.
And that means that he's lied about
I think
his
it's
age.
not a fair statement.
I didn't say he lied about his age. I think you are saying that he lied about his age. Are you interpreting what I said? I've not said Asamoah lied about it. I'm saying 33-year-old, and I'm saying that. I mean,
anyway,
at 33, at 33, at 33, he's old, and if he has long spells of injury, it's normal. Okay, so I continue. We have Lamini comments Stars Management Committee, and Manager Angalaye cautions right to dream, and we have Lady Captain. Okay, Lady Captain, Mrs. Captain. Okay, Lady Captain bows in style. Now we have the Daily Dispatch newspaper. We have summary of GSS research in Greater Accra, Ashanti, and Central regions also on the front page. University of Ghana research predicts Akufo-Addo and Mahama runoff in 2020. Incumbents usually lose in runoff elections. And churches contribute to CD's depreciation. Baumia's advisor. Okay, first time. Churches contribute to CD's depreciation.
Which of his advisors?
I go to Winners Chapel. Are you saying that we repatriate our money? Is that what you're saying? International?
No, you tell us where the monies go.
Local, they are local. And the Daily Dispatch is saying you can now subscribe to their app and a phone. It's easy for you to do so.
Okay, now we're coming up with all sorts of reasons why the CD depreciates,
yes,
right?
Yes,
okay.
I think I disagree with this one.
No, we know that we all do contribute one way or the other. Even though we agree that government is a big spender. That's why this story, which is in the Finder and the Daily Graphic, import duty reforms underway, according to the president. But the Finder is more specific. Finder says import duties to be slashed. President Akufo-Addo gives firm assurance as paperless port saves 960 million cedis in cost of doing business. Just a bit of the story. And then I'll play back the video that I watched. I think is the Agric and Rural Development Minister of Nigeria. I think that's the title I remember. But this story in the Finder says President Akufo-Addo has assured that a new and lower import regime, which will bring down the high duties prevailing at Ghana's ports, would soon be rolled out. He explained that government, after receiving many petitions to intervene and review the high taxes and duties on imported items, was already in the process of dealing with the matter. Here's a quote. "We've realized from the studies we have done that our ports are not competitive and the import regime in our country is far too high. We're dealing with it. And very soon, the measures that government will roll out will become known to all of you. I am not talking next year or in 6 months' time. I am talking very, very soon," he said. So the president gave the assurance when he addressed a town hall meeting of Ghanaians residents in Massachusetts in the United States of America as part of his visit to that country.
Why is it that he didn't give the assurance here? Because I'm thinking, okay.
Can I play to you the video? Here we go. So, you know, reading this story, I kind of like, I can relate to what the Nigerian minister says in that. And I'm a bit confused because what's our focus here? I thought that we said we're doing a lot more made in Ghana. We're doing
more African,
so that our city could do well, so that we can eat what is homegrown. But I don't see the focus here because now we're talking about import duties being slashed, and you know what that means.
Well, what does it mean to you?
Well, I'm thinking that we're opening up a lot more.
As in, there will be more imports coming in.
Exactly.
Okay, well,
or to the layperson, that's not what should come to my mind when I hear this.
I think basically that's it. It looks like for me, for example, we have this number of refrains that have been made over the last year that nothing has been added to the charges we have on the port. And that the paperless system and the system that we've introduced to collect revenue at the ports is just now collecting what is due us. And if we're going to have a slash in the duties, does it mean that what we were charging previously, before the introduction of the paperless system or pre-paperless system, was not realistic? or we're not collecting the right sort of revenues, and so we're under declaring, or there were problems with the way we were collecting the revenues too. What we're doing, we're appeasing so-called the exporters who are in the foreign lands and the importers who are here. Is it for political gain or not? If you look at what transpires, and we're making relation to the video that we played in Nigeria and the minister raising all those concerns, it is us, the governors, those who are in charge of the political realm or the political elite, who are making the decisions. We've created economies in which we're not able to trade among ourselves internally before even we come to the sub-regional groupings that we have. We're not empowering our own people. So I don't know where we're going to have the conversation beginning to say that there's a commitment from the government we have that is saying that if it is rice, for example, we want to grow more rice, and we're going to put a certain, based on the power we think we have, tariff on imported rice. And so it will discourage people from importing, and the locals and the market we have will have no option than to consume local. There's no policy direction and the commitment towards it. So the refrain, perhaps I don't know how we can synchronize the commitment as it is. I know that Kojo has a greater conversation on it. So
well, yes, hopefully tomorrow we'll bring you a conversation that we're going to have with importers. Because this is now topical. The president has said that the duty is going to come down soon.
Not in 6 months or less.
Yeah. So it is important that we find out how importers expect this to affect what they do, because that might answer a few of these questions. First of all, there is a reason. The government has stated the reason why this is an important move, not just to appease those who import. Because if that's it, then it's to appease all of us. We are the ones who are buying
because
the things they import.
We've saved quite a bit because of the paperless.
The important thing is this: as a port, we are a competitor with ports of other countries, nearby countries. So if it is cheaper to bring things in through Togo, people will trade with Togo. We say we want to go for trade and not aid. Trade includes imports. So bringing down the cost of imports has some benefits. And it does not necessarily fight against your aim of substituting imports. You still have to make it more competitive. No matter how much you reduce your tariffs, you still have to make it more competitive for your local manufacturers to produce and make the same things that we are spending a fortune importing. Import is about demand and supply. It is our demand that is making the quantity of imports go up. But as for the tariffs, that is the benefit to government. That is the revenue to government. So you can certainly reduce tariffs and still reduce imports. And you can do it as part of one coherent strategy. But the benefit of reducing the imports is simple. One, it is going to make Ghana's port more competitive. If we have saved money through paperless, or if we have gained more revenue through paperless, and for that reason we can afford to reduce tariffs, it's a good thing. Because our demand is not yet dead. Ghanaians, our demand for imports is not yet dead. That's why when our currency is devalued, you feel it. Because you spend so much of your money on imports. And the cost of bringing these imports in is high. So if government is able to reduce that cost, you benefit immediately. So that is the idea. There's no reason why they can't do both as part of a coherent strategy. And what we saw the Nigerian politicians saying is something that I watched and laughed and thought, you know what? The people that this man is talking to, they will not listen. They will not listen, because it is up to us to decide what we are going to do and how much we are going to spend to empower local manufacturers, local producers, to replace the importers. Well, it's up to us.
Well, Kojo, we have to do sports, but I think what you've narrated also shows the lack of coherence in the commitment of our government towards what they say they want to do by ensuring that Ghana lives within its means and doesn't depend on aid. and vis-a-vis empower local entrepreneurs and farmers in the agricultural sector.
Yeah.
And vis-a-vis also
vis-a-vis others.
okay.
But the point is that already what is happening, already what is happening.
Those who import the
We will have this conversation
because basically that's what it is.
blown tomorrow here on our show, God willing. So watch out for that. Just before we go, just wanted to let you know about the situation in South Africa. Remember some time back we were reporting of xenophobic attack. Well, Sunday into early Monday, there were attacks again. 3 Africans now dead, and this is happening in Durban. You know, the indigents, can I call them that, or the South Africans claim again that the Africans are taking their jobs. So that situation brewing in South Africa, and we know that they are meeting African ambassadors.